Watch and burn.
Hey everyone, so tonight I want to discuss the movie Infamous, starring Bella Thorne. Now this came out a few years back, I think. Yeah, I mean, I know it's definitely newer because I think Bella Thorne is all of 24 as of right now. So I think this movie came out in the past 2 or 3 years. Like I've said before, you would really think at this point that I would be a little better prepared. But clearly, considering that I've done 300 or 400 of these over the past handful of months, I'm not really interested in being prepared. I'm more interested in just discussing movies that I love and music that I love, and I don't really give a fuck about getting the dates right. Most of the time, I can get them right just from remembering when they came out, but times like this, I'm completely lost. I'm going to guess and say this movie came out in 2019. That's my guess, 2019. Anyways, this, I think my favorite thing about this movie is just how colorful it is and how bright it is. This reminds me, as far as those aspects are concerned at least, this reminds me completely of Harmony Korine's Spring Breakers with Selena Gomez, and I think Vanessa Hudgens was in that, as well as James Franco and a handful of other people that I can't remember. And I thought that movie was sort of like the ultimate modern tribute to the neon 1980s. And then I discovered this film a couple years back. And this movie is even brighter than Spring Breakers was as far as their use of like contrasting neon pastel-ish colors are concerned. This movie is like a literal rainbow. And I think that's technically my favorite part. Bella Thorne was fantastic in it. Her and it's essentially like a Bonnie and Clyde story. She meets this dude, he's getting his ass kicked by his dad a lot. She helps stop that by inadvertently helping him kill his father, I suppose. I mean, neither of them wanted that to happen. The father was beating the shit out of him. She jumped on his back. She got thrown off and she was injured. And then the father dies in a fall. And of course, it's framed later by the media as being a cold-hearted killing of his dad, when that just couldn't have been further from the case. And then so they start going around robbing places, and Bella Thorne starts recording it all to put it up on some unknown social media platform, not unlike Instagram or Twitter or Snapchat, or what Facebook used to be. I'm sorry, Meta. Fuck. Don't want to piss off the fading star that is Mark Zuckerberg. Does anybody even use Facebook anymore? I mean, as of July 2022, does anyone even care? It's so dated and it's so static, and it has no life, you know? It's like Instagram is the new Facebook, you know, because of course Facebook bought Instagram. Instagram's more fun anyways. It's more just pictures of dogs and it's like opinion free. And Facebook is, it's just so tired. But anyways, she is building quite the following on, like I said, some unknown or unmentioned, unspecified social media platform. And it's going really well because, of course, they're actually robbing the places for real. And so the footage they're getting is gold. And then, of course, like always, things start to heat up. Bella Thorne ends up killing a cop in this. Her character ends up blowing a cop's head off. And there's pretty much no turning back from that point. I mean, you're committing armed robberies prior to that, and so your life was kind of already over. But then, once you fucking blew a cop's head off, that's it for you. You're done. It's been fun. Thanks for coming out. But if you don't get the death penalty, you're most certainly going to die in prison. Unless you're in Canada, in which case, after 25 years, you'll be up for parole, no matter how heinous the crime is. Because the Canadian government recently decreed that it is unconstitutional for somebody not to get a second chance, no matter what the crime is, after 25 years. Isn't that nice? In the States, at least, you fucking murder somebody, you die in prison. There's like the direct eye for an eye, for better or for worse. But in Canada, you kill 10 people, and if the public forgets enough, and the 25 years roll by and you don't do anything else while you're incarcerated, there's a half-decent chance you'll be back on the street. And that's a scary thought. Is the person rehabilitated? Isn't the person rehabilitated? Who knows? But anyways, we're not talking about that. This movie's a lot of fun. I like the way it was shot. I like how there's a sense of urgency to all of the robberies. I like how, I suppose, how real it feels and how completely oblivious they are to everything going on around them as far as the seriousness of it all. I mean, her boyfriend sees a couple shots in the news and he gets upset, but then, you know, they just keep kind of falling in love and having sex in various places, and it's all just kids stuff to them. And then the movie culminates with a horribly planned and horribly attempted bank robbery that goes terribly wrong. The boyfriend's killed, and then Bella Thorne is left alive when the police come to collect her. And when she comes outside, when she's being let outside, apparently there's tons and tons of her fans, like her followers on whatever the social media platform is. And it's like, first off, I'm not really sure if that happened. I'm not sure if that was in her head. But even if it was real, who cares? Your social media fame is going to pale in comparison to your 500 years in prison, you know? And it's like her boyfriend's buddy says when they prior to the bank robbery, he says, why don't you just get everyone that's following you to give you $1? And that way you wouldn't have to rob people. It's a really good point. But of course they don't listen because they're not the brightest. And yeah, I mean, I don't really get framing the movie that way at the end as far as showing that, like, she had all of this big, like, cult-like status thing going, because who cares? She's going to rot in prison. She killed a cop. They've robbed dozens of places. It ends with a bank robbery gone wrong. I mean, your life is over. That's great. I wonder how long your people are going to continue to follow you when your next post is nothing for 300 years. Because inmates aren't allowed to have cell phones. And the inmates that do have cell phones, they're going to charge you quite a bit in order to use their cell phones, because they're not supposed to have them either. And they're certainly not going to no one's going to be cool with you posting updates to your whatever feed from prison. Oh, yo, check it out. Me and my cellmate, we cleaned the cell today. Fuck, follow me. Look at this. I have to worry when I go pee. Follow me, you know? Oh, showering. That's an event. Follow me. So I don't think they really thought it through, but I absolutely love the movie. I love how colorful it is. Bella Thorne was amazing. And I like the atmosphere. I love the costumes. I loved everything about this movie. This movie is a lot of fun. It's kind of like it's more like a kid-focused crime wave. And I absolutely loved the text, the font choices, the colors for the fonts. I loved how energetic this movie felt. But seeing as how I have no idea how long it is, because I'm using a different camera tonight, I'm going to stop here. So thank you so much for hanging out with me for an unknown amount of minutes while I discussed 2019's movie Infamous, starring Bella Thorne. Like always, if you liked whatever this was, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. And even if you didn't like whatever this was, still do something nice for somebody. I'm going to go. Have a good night. I just wanted to say thank you for making it through the entire video. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to remind everyone one more time, even though I've probably already done this in the video that you just watched, to please click the like button as well as the subscribe button, because it helps this channel grow. And thank you for hitting like and subscribe, and we will see you guys really soon.